If you're having paranormal issues, contact us at mwghosthunters.com. From the files of the Midwest Ghost Hunters.
All right, Midwest Ghost Hunters site investigation, recorder 1.
Oh, Dustin, right there. Something just moved behind you.
Yes, it did. What the was that?
What happened?
Something touched my ear, man.
What's that?
This is Dark Matter with Midwest Ghost Hunters.
And for anyone who's interested, either listening or sitting here with us at the table, coming up next weekend is the third annual, I can't believe they've had 3 of these, the third annual Paranormal Craft Fair.
Totally go to that.
It's in, let's see, where is it?
What is paranormal
Luzerne?
craft?
I would totally buy
County?
stuff to decorate the house with.
Like Ghost Crusade stuff, or what? Those like ghosts
I'm sure
made out of
there's
wood?
probably people who sell like
I'm trying to find where this
crystals
is.
and probably tarot cards, maybe.
Squatch quilts.
Yep. Maybe there's some alien stuff for Dustin.
Okay, it's in Pennsylvania. Maybe you could like string your own demon bells, like at a booth.
Oh yeah.
Build a bear. That's what it is.
Yes. Build a Beelzebub.
Hey, there's a place. Oh my God. There's a place in Salem that you can make your own broom.
I've been there.
Like at a little witch place.
I've got one.
What?
Yeah, I've got one. It looks like a Harry Potter broom.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
it's
jealous.
it's at Steelville.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous.
It's the steel. I don't know. It's kind of like any festival celebrates the whatever they did in that small town back then. They had these steel mines, I guess, and they have this big fair. It's an 1800s themed fair, and you can make your own broom. Oh no, actually, I've given that to my mom. She's got like an old log cabin that they built behind the house, and she set that broom up outside the door of that house. I forgot it's down there now. I thought it would look better there. I didn't know what to do with it. I mean, it looked cool, so I got one, but then I was like, what the hell am I going to do with it? So yeah,
I've never heard of a paranormal craft fair.
I don't know what that is. I just found that.
I guarantee you're right. It's going to be like Demon Bell stuff.
And crystals.
I would totally go to it though.
And
So it's like here in the Ozarks, we have like towns will have like an Apple Fest. So this is like Paranormal Fest because that's what's up there.
Well, we have medical.
I don't know.
We have metaphysical fair that comes here twice a year.
What is that?
They have like tarot card readers, and they have people that do like the Reiki healing, and they have crystals
Psychics.
and psychics
So like
and all that stuff that you guys aren't
Like
into.
the worst possible place I could imagine.
Yes. All the stuff that you guys don't like.
Bullshit fair.
but we also have
They're fun.
we also
Knock it
have
off.
we also have a paranormal. When we say here, we mean in Springfield, Missouri. We also have a paranormal convention, right?
Yeah, which we'd never been to.
No.
We do.
There is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there is.
Where?
It's like at the
Waffle House.
It's at like a convention center. I don't know. I can't even remember the name of it now. But I've seen it. I've seen the ads for it.
Well, we got to get a booth for this, and Ty and Dustin got to man it.
I've thought about going. Why would you have a booth though? I mean, it's not like you can
Why is anybody gonna have a
solicit
booth?
people who have paranormal.
Actually, you could.
Well, I mean,
Get you a booth, get some waffles and fries. And
Well, if we ever did something like that, it would be kind of because we could set up like headphones and have them listen to our EVPs on site. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be cool, but I don't know that you can necessarily, rack it up business. Doing.
You could sell your shirts.
Well, yeah, you can make money, sure, but I don't know that you can necessarily.
Why are you rolling that off? That's bad.
Well, it's not bad, but I mean, you'd have to balance out how much the booth is versus how much you're going to make, and you have no idea how much you're going to make.
Honestly, somebody would have to pay me.
I'm surprised. I wonder who that's aimed at. I mean, is it aimed at just the fans of the paranormal? Is it like some sort of a networking thing?
it's aimed at people with Sasquatch stickers on their car.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are talking about Sasquatch. Somebody at work asked me if I had ever heard of a skunk ape.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah, that's in Florida.
What is that?
That's just, it's in Florida, right?
That's the Florida version of a Bigfoot.
Okay. Well, I figured you guys would know.
Oh, yeah. Every state has their cryptid.
Yes.
Okay, so that's in Florida.
You got your midnight whistlers, and you got your grass man.
Night Whistlers.
You got your skunk ape. He's in there as well.
Skunk ape is he smells really bad. That's
It smells even worse than a skunk, but that's what they call him. I say that like I've got a whiff of one. So
there are people that will be walking around the Florida wilderness. They smell something bad, and immediately, instead of thinking, "Oh, that's a dead body," or "That's a dead animal rotting," right?
Yeah.
No, it's a skunk.
Yeah, they start looking for the skunk ape. But I have to say, if we're going to talk about Bigfoot, which it sounds like we are, I have to say, one of the best Bigfoot videos I've ever seen was a skunk ape in Florida. In like a swampy. Look, I will say this. Given the size of what was in the video, it's very clear. It wasn't one of those grainy, shaky videos. Given the size of what was in that video, running through that knee-deep, that marshy, wetland water, he was moving pretty fucking good.
It's just a Cajun guy going to check his traps.
Could be.
Check out the shrimp.
But he was really moving. He was really moving, and he was really agile. If he was wearing a costume, he had practiced a lot.
If I was walking around in a skunk ape costume and I saw a snake behind me in the Florida Everglades, I'd be moving too.
My favorite part, I have to say, of this whole thing is John's got a finger on each hotkey.
Oh, I know.
He's just waiting for the moment.
I was really hoping the newness would have worn off by now.
This is the closest I've ever seen John paying attention when we're talking.
He looks like
the guy that I laid out a couple of topics and said, "I'm sorry, could you start over again?"
I said I should have been listening.
He looks like a kid that his mom let him go to the arcade once every couple weeks.
He's ready to go on the hotkeys. I like him too, though. I was trying to find what the name of the paranormal convention they have in here is. Oh, wait,
I did not know there really was one. So there really is a paranormal convention in Springfield.
They had it at least once. I know that because I saw it up on a billboard, one of those rotating billboards. And I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Now, St. Louis has got a big one, but it's more geared at like professional haunted houses and stuff, isn't it? I mean,
that's
a big deal.
That's the one.
That's Transworld.
That's the one Tamara was wanting to go to earlier.
What?
No, it's
not that.
Not that.
But it is cool. I've always wanted to go. Years ago, there was a show on called Making Monsters. This distortion studio in Colorado, they make all these things, these props that you see in haunted houses and like at Universal Studios. And the stuff they sell at Spirit, a lot of it's made by Distortions. And they make these things, these submissions. They spend all summer making these things to enter into the. Now that I'm saying it, it's Transworld, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that sounds wrong. Now that Tyler's ruined it. But they make all these different things specifically for Transworld in St. Louis, and I've always wanted to go. But yeah, that's not a paranormal convention. And now that I've said that we have a paranormal convention here in Springfield, I can't find the damn thing to save my life. But I saw a billboard one day, and I Googled that, and they didn't have a website for it. It just went directly to like a Facebook page.
Okay, then are you sure it wasn't just a bunch of people got together somewhere?
Well, that's what a convention is, John.
I'm talking about like what Dustin had mentioned, like with Waffle House. I mean, that kind of a thing.
Right? I don't know. It was an actual.
Oh my God!
It wasn't like Paracon or any of those big ones. But it had a weird name, and now I can't find it to save my life, and now it doesn't even matter. We've moved past it, but it's bothering me.
When you did look at it, did you see it at like a convention hall type place?
Yes, it was at a convention center.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't meet at the Walmart parking lot.
Okay.
It was,
and that's what I was implying with this thing, that if they were meeting like at a bar or something like that, then I wouldn't really consider that a true convention.
But now whenever I search for paranormal events in Springfield, Missouri, all I get is Pythian Castle.
Pythian Castle, so am I.
Yeah, I don't know. If we have one here, we'll find out about it and let you know. If we have one, they're not advertising very damn well because I can't find it to save my life. Anyway, the Paranormal Crafts Festival is next weekend in Pennsylvania. And I don't know what a Paranormal Crafts Festival would be. I just thought it was interesting to bring up.
I've got to find out what they do there.
Are you renting a spot at the String Your Own Demon Bells booth?
Nah, I've got plenty of demon bells. They're hung up all over my house.
I don't even know what they are.
Hung up like Christmas
even the
lights.
one house that we saw them, where they were in our vicinity. I didn't even look to see what the hell they were. I don't even know what they are.
They're literally just bells.
And what do? They ring when there's a demon coming? How do they know? They catch a demon when?
I think you ring them to repel demons.
See, that's not even what I thought they were. I thought it was when there's a demon coming. It was, like on, Stranger Things when the lights start blinking. The
warning.
That's the Demogorgon coming. I thought the demon bells would ring.
We'll have to ask other Dustin.
He's probably on the stairs right now.
Never leaves those stairs.
That's dark, Dustin. that's me from the mirror universe.
So we're doing the investigation next Saturday in Buffalo at the Nora Emerson Bridal Place again. It's going to be a little more cleared out this time because as we know, I don't know if everybody knows, as we know, they are closing. They're going to continue doing what they do, but doing it elsewhere. They're moving, I guess would be the better term to use. But they're moving out of there, so it's going to be a lot emptier than last time we were there.
So the wiener room's going to be empty?
I think. I don't know.
Oh, darn.
I don't know. I just know that they're closing on the place a week later. So I'm imagining it's going to be cleared out, pretty significantly because the photography stuff I know is going to a different location. Someone else is moving in and taking over the bridal part, I think, if I understand correctly. So some of that stuff may still be there. I don't know. But we're going to go up there next Saturday, and that'll be our final visit there that we know of. I know the current owner, Lacey, said that the new owners have been made aware of the events, the goings on inside, so they at least know. But we're going to go up there next Saturday. And one of the email questions we had was if we were going to do a YouTube live.
I'm sorry
for feedback.
I'm sorry. I'm reading about.
Your screen time's going up.
I'm reading about paranormal crafts because I didn't know this was a thing.
Okay, we can come back to the YouTube thing. What are the paranormal crafts? We'll have to swivel. We'll pivot.
Metaphysical shop.
Metaphysical what?
A metaphysical shop.
Shop?
Crystals, tarot cards.
Card and
those
soul
types of
tarot.
things,
Yeah. Killer bones and stitches.
Killer bones? What is that?
I'm thinking that might be like a face painting type thing, maybe, where they will like paint some stitches on you or something.
Okay.
That's my guess on that.
That sounds right. It's the name of my 80s metal cover band.
Okay, some of these are people's names, so I can't say any of them. This is just one random fair I found. I'm looking at the vendor names, trying to figure out what the hell it is.
You're not looking at the Paranormal Crafts Fair. You're just looking at
I'm looking at a Paranormal Crafts Fair. This one was organized by a self-proclaimed psychic who thinks it will be successful.
He thinks it will. Shouldn't he know?
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I trust him.
Well, it's just going to be your typical paranormal craft fair stuff. Hot dogs, balloons for the kids.
Homemade Ouija boards.
You get a Bigfoot thumb keychain.
Best hot dog I ever had was at a Paranormal Crafts Fair.
But the question was, are we going to do a YouTube live while we're doing the bridal place? I have no idea. I don't know what that even involves. Tyler would know, or Hunter would know. Hunter would know.
I have no idea. I don't know.
I think it'd be possible.
And I don't know how interesting it's going to be.
I've never done YouTube live before, so I don't fully know how that works. I could look into it.
Isn't all you do is just use a phone? Or do you need a John, I have no idea.
You could.
I told you I didn't know anything about that.
I know less. I know nothing.
I can figure it out before then.
I know that almost all Facebook Live is done on a phone.
Yeah,
I would imagine that YouTube is the same way. I can't imagine YouTube. I mean, you could set up cameras, I guess, but I would imagine that almost all of that is on a phone. But I that could be completely wrong.
I don't know. We could try it and see how it goes. We've never done it before. We could try it and see. I mean, the easiest way to do it is going to be on a phone. There'll be 8 of us there. We'll be able to cover a lot of ground. Maybe we can. Maybe we could try it and see. Like I said, I don't have any idea. So yeah, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to Buffalo next Saturday. We'll see how it goes there. We got a lot last time, so I don't know. We'll just kind of see what happens up there. This time they've had an uptick in activity because they're doing renovations on the building as a whole, but mainly the area next door, which is separated by a brick wall. But I think it all used to be one open area.
Now, have we ever investigated a place that is virtually empty like this thing will be? I mean, because they're going to be dumping out a lot of the stuff. Now, the dresses and stuff like that will be there, but I would imagine a lot of the stuff that was there the first time will no longer be there during this investigation.
I think the upstairs is going to be pretty empty, because wasn't that mainly photography upstairs?
Yeah.
The closest we've ever come to doing an empty location was the time we went to that And if I were to have to get in my car, if my life depended on it, if I had to get in my car and drive to this place now, you just have to kill me because I have no fucking clue where we were. I have no idea. But remember that house we went to? I know you do because we've talked about it many times, where the front door was just open.
Yes.
And then inside, there was nothing in it.
That's where we got the leave here.
We didn't get
EVPs.
anything there, did we? No, not that one.
Oh,
not that one.
Okay.
Not the one with all the cameras. This is that empty place. You know, where at midnight, people are just roaming up and down the
Macaroni house?
This is here in Springfield. Remember, we went in and we left.
Is it the one where we pulled in the drive and we waited for a minute and there were people? It was like
Yes,
midnight.
we were waiting for John.
When we heard the gunshots?
No, different one.
And then we went inside. There was stuff there, though.
There was no furniture there.
It was just nonsense. It was just
there was a
boxes
bunch of stuff like piled up in a corner, but there wasn't like furniture.
And we were afraid there was squatters in
because the lady who was renting that place, she set up the investigation. And the day of, I said, "What time should we show up?" She said, "I don't care. I left. What are we supposed to do?" She's like, "Oh, you can still do it. I left the door unlocked."
And by that, she meant open.
Open. But she might as well. There's nothing in there. But, you know, by the time we got there and given its location, we were afraid that somebody was in there, like a human.
We did a short little EVP session.
We might have done
on the stairway.
I think we did. And
that is where the leave here came from. That is the one.
It may have been. It could be.
Because we were in that house for about a total of 10 minutes.
I thought that came from the house with all the cameras. I guess.
I don't think there was even power because we tried to turn the lights on.
There was nothing.
No, there was nothing. Nothing. But the thing, it's part of our intro here. The EVP meter goes off and you say, what was that? It says, leave here.
And so we did.
It's on the, we have that audio.
I know that.
But that's also the same night that we saw the SUV.
Yes.
That we were afraid we were going to get shot. And we weren't afraid of. We weren't afraid
the
of
SUV that slowly drove by four times.
Many times. And that nice of a vehicle, you know, there shouldn't be a Range Rover, you know, in that particular area when everybody's on foot. And why the hell's everybody on foot?
We were carrying in cameras and lighting equipment and.
Yes, and that was actually your point. You were like, I don't want to be stuck in here with all this stuff.
Well, and I wasn't afraid of ghosts at all that night. I thought we were going to get robbed, and in the process, I wasn't as worried about getting robbed as much as I was getting dead.
And we did hear what we thought was some movement upstairs. That's why we thought
squatter.
There's somebody up there, like a person.
Because anybody could have just. Anybody on the sidewalk.
All you had to do was push the door open. It wasn't even latched.
No, it was cracked.
And in that particular area, the odds are about 90% that somebody would just wander in. I mean, it's not like most of us could probably leave our doors unlocked for the day and come home and be like, oh, damn, I left my door unlocked. There's a 0% chance somebody's in there.
Yeah, I can't do that.
You can't do that.
I can't do that.
Yeah, no, I would not recommend it.
I gotta have my hand on my gun when I go in my door, getting ready to quick draw.
But most of us could do that and have. You know, I've come home before and thought, oh crap, I forgot I got a package off the front door. I left the front door unlocked. But in this area, you do that, somebody's going to be in there.
If I come home and my door's unlocked, I'm thinking, well, I got to clear all my rooms, get my Glock.
Check every corner.
Yeah, he's got a psycho neighbor, at least one. I've seen
an honest to God, true crazy person.
Yeah. I've seen the videos. He shoots videos whenever there's these encounters. It's like a crazy person.
I mean, a really honestly mentally disturbed individual.
No, this person's unstable for sure.
Yeah.
I've got video of her trying to get into my house.
I know.
And the police were just like, oh, well, keep videoing her.
What can you do? Keep videoing her.
All right.
Put them on YouTube.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure out those door things for a long time, huh?
The cop, he was like, yeah, we've been trying to get her, but, you know, I got bad knees. I'm like, maybe shouldn't be a cop, man.
Doesn't she live right over there?
She lives right there.
Yeah, right across the street.
Like a 26-year-old, like 90-pound lady.
Is she that young?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. She's really messed up.
I thought this was an older
Oh, no.
individual.
She
so did I.
I could tell she's younger, but I didn't think she was that young.
I talked to her. Did I show you that video?
Whenever you told her to get on out of here. Get on out of here. Get.
Skedaddle.
Yes, when she was standing in the road.
I did, yeah.
And you said, I saw you. She's like, I wasn't up there. And you're like, I saw you on my porch. And then she just like turns and walks away like Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, that's freaky.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's probably the scariest encounter I've ever had.
That's the kind of people I was afraid was going to be inside that house.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah.
That person.
I was thinking people were going to just come in there and just shoot us and take the stuff.
You remember?
It was terrifying.
What was the movie where Chris Rock was the crackhead? Remember? You remember? It was one of his first movies. He was like all skinny and he had, cocaine under his nose. And
Are you thinking about Dave Chappelle?
No, it's Chris Rock, 100%. It was one of his first movies. That's who I was picturing being up there, kind of sitting in the corner, waiting, or whoever. I don't know. But that's why we didn't complete the investigation there. But if that's where we caught that EVP, I was misunderstood. I thought we caught it at a different place.
No, and remember, because you and I talked about this, we're like, I almost think that it was warning us to leave here for our own safety, not that it was going to hurt us, but something else might.
I don't know.
That place freaked me out, and the place with all the cameras freaked me out.
And that's the place I was thinking of that we caught this. Yeah, that place was fucked up. That was
with the
weirdest.
gunshots.
That was even weirder.
Well,
this one is just a normal squatter house.
You know what's even more wild at that house is that we left after the second gunshot.
There were there were several.
Well, they also had padlocks on the
interior, and we're like, how the hell could we? There's four locks on it.
He kept going back to that door.
He was very adamant that we do not go in there.
There was a door off the main living room, like right next to the TV.
In the middle of the room.
In the middle of the room that goes to what is probably a guest room, but the door was locked with multiple locks on the outside.
There was no telling what
and
was
he
in
kept going back to that room saying, do not go in here. Don't go in this. You can go anywhere you want, boys. Just don't go in this. And it's like, how the fuck would we? How would we? Number one. And now number two, he's got me thinking, what is in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Who is
that
in
made
there?
me want to
Raises
go
a concern or two.
Well, that was just one of the things that raised a concern. The other thing that raised a concern was the multitude of cameras that were running.
Lovely.
Maybe he was an inventor.
But anyway, yeah, it was a freaky place. Then we heard distant gunshots, which sounded like fireworks, and then they started getting closer,
progressively closer.
And then by the time they got as close as we were willing to let them get, we were like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
I'm not about to be on an episode of the first 48.
But anyway, what brought all that up was the fact that, that's the most, the other house we were talking about there was the most, it was empty. It was completely empty. And that's kind of what we're looking at. I don't know what we're looking at going into next week in Buffalo, but I imagine the upstairs is going to be pretty empty. That big storage area, that we caught a lot of stuff, caught a lot of sounds and some vocals in that storage room upstairs. I imagine it's going to be fairly empty, and I know the basement's going to be empty because it was empty when we were there, and they were, in business.
We'll get to experiment with the lights again.
Yes, that's going to be one thing that we'll spend a little more time doing, because that took us. I'm still unclear exactly on what exactly happened with those lights
because we were talking about the blue lights we were seeing.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was kind of hard to explain.
Here's
just
the
like
deal.
A blue light.
I saw the blue
at chest
light
level.
Yeah, I saw three different things. The first thing I saw downstairs was the blockage of the red light across the hall. I saw that block. That has nothing to do with lights or holes in the floor. That was blocked by something moving across it. And there's no way for any of us to cast a shadow down there because there's no windows and it's pitch black. So I saw that light get blocked out. That's one thing I saw. The next thing I saw was a blue, kind of like when we saw at that house in Fair Grove, that we caught a video of. Mm-hmm. That blue flashing, I saw that. But then what I also saw at one point was a light move across the floor. And then that, I think, was coming through the holes in the floor.
That was coming through the slats.
And it was just a white flashlight light. That
right.
was. And I wonder if, would a camera flash from a phone make it look blue? I don't know. We're going to have to mess around.
We weren't taking photos, though, upstairs.
No, we weren't. And nobody was in that room where the holes in the floor are upstairs.
LED flashlights can have a blue tinge to them sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
A blue tinge, though, not like a dark blue Sprite.
So we'll have to mess around with that a little bit and see. But I know for a fact that we caught some stuff in that basement. And we're going to have to go back in it.
I'm not. Y'all can.
I'll go back in it. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't mind. I'm not scared. But I will go back in it.
I'll go back.
I'll stand on the top of the steps.
So we'll check. Yeah, we'll give it one more thorough look over before the new people move in and take over. And that is coming up next Saturday. And we'll try the YouTube live thing. We'll see how it goes.
It's worth a shot. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
If worse comes to worse, do Facebook Live for just a little bit.
You have to advertise it, though.
Well, we have a lot of subscribers, YouTube, tons of them.
We do?
Oh, yes.
Why are we not putting the podcast on YouTube?
It is.
We are.
We are?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's automatically uploaded every Sunday.
We should video it, though.
So that's the reason we have a big, YouTube following is the podcast, not because we necessarily post a lot of videos, because to be honest with you, I forget to post them there. I put them on our website, mwghosthunters.com. All this stuff is on there, like the investigations, and you can get in contact with us and all that. And then once we do the bridal place, we'll put that on the website too. Once it's completed, it'll take us a little while to get through it all, but we'll start that up
And we won't have that done by next week.
Oh, Lord, no. No, we're just doing the investigation Saturday. That'll take, it'll be 10 days from that before we get it all put up there. But hopefully, whenever we come back, in a couple of weeks, we'll have some stuff to show you from that investigation. And we will put it on the website, mwghosthunters.com.
More Dark Matter on the way next week with Midwest Ghost Hunters from Pythian Castle in Springfield, Missouri.